also the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, which they both worked on. The two had a close friendship that went back to when they both led in the Continental Congress.
So later on this week, I'm going to do that.
That said, later on, they were bitter political rivals for a while. In their later years, they once again became besties.
Yeah.
Jefferson apparently had a slow, painful death and was bedridden for his final months. What officially caused his death was really bad infections in his bloodstream. I mean, apparently he had urine in his blood.
Something you don't want. Means he got sick and died in the shitter. I don't know about that. So, yeah, what are you thinking about doing that? I'm thinking about it a little bit. Play some city game. Find that map I was on at one time. Or went broke. Yeah. Find that map again I was on that one time in the city game. Well, back guys playing the city game. I'm looking for a map. Need a lot for it. If I can find the map, I will. I don't even know what map it was. I think it's Two Rivers? No. It could have been.
In today's episode, we take closer to workout. Vanilla makes a friend.
Oh, okay.
Big truck does not cooperate with us. Well, guys, my name is Weston, and welcome back to the channel. We've got Red. But I don't know what I'm going to title this video quite yet. Most people, whenever I see on YouTube, they're towing their truck, whenever they're towing it.
Of course, Richard Petty will be the star of the public. I just can't believe it after. I'm happy they're going back after a quarter of a century being off the circuit. It finally came back. Going back to a track that actually started NASCAR. A NASCAR track that practically started it all. Like Martinsville. This track is old as Martinsville, I think. Will be an interesting track to see. Race to see. The movie Cars 3 even did a cameo at this track. Made a track based off this. 3 made a track supposed to be based off Norris Wheelbarrow. I can't wait to watch this on the tube. The TV. I would go to a NASCAR race, just that it's a long drive and I don't like driving that much. I don't even go to my own track, which is not that far from me. Having 2 NASCAR tracks near me. I have 2 tracks near me. 2 NASCAR tracks near me. Michigan and Indianapolis. I don't go to those races because it's just too far for me to drive. don't like driving in big cities. Period. I don't like even going to the mall. Period. I go to a drag strip to watch. The only racing I see in public is drag racing. The only race course I go to is drag racing. Only racing I go to is drag racing. I have to because my best friend does it for a living. My friend does it for a living. I mean, if he looks at me, wait, do you own a YouTube channel? Yes. But my YouTube channel's down from. Oh, wow. I'm gonna watch this and do something else. Play some city game. Not videoing it, but yeah.
She's Clifford, the big red truck. Of course she is. Anyway, we went and we bought a truck. I bought a truck online about an hour ago. Just got it paid for. So I think every time we get it, it's going to be a surprise of what it is. But I think you will all be strangely surprised about this. We're going to look on the big goose tank because it's a big thing that we're moving, so we're going to need a big trailer to move it. And Dom's coming along because when all else fails, you know, we're going to have comedic relief. I can't tell you me. No. Now we have to find a key. Alright, it's time. We're going to hook the trailer on. We've got Clifford over here. He's ready to go. We got to take some stuff off the back of the bed, but we're good. And we're going to go get this thing. So, see, if you haven't noticed, I like red. We got red there, red there, red right there. And the thing we're going to go pick up is red too, so we're going to be well matched in redness. We're heading up here to get this truck, but when we get up here, we're not going to do any lollygagging. We're not going to take and do a walk around it right there. This is a place of business. They're trying to get stuff done, and you know these people might have to run off or whatever. So we're going to take and just get it loaded up, get it tied down, and I will tell you guys, this will be the first step in our come and swap process. We did not get the school bus bought, but we got something even better bought. So stay tuned. You're going to see what it is. We're going to take those backwards off. I guess they're there. Never mind. That's enough. That's enough. They don't look like we're spawning that bad. Fits like a dream. Alright, now we're going to turn it down and put the ramps up and get the hell out of here. We're going to take 4 chains and 4 binders on this truck and cross them in an X at the front and back. That way it can't move side to side. There's one.
That was good. That was some good shit.
And we hook it right to the axle. That way the suspension can't bounce up and down and loosen our chains while we're going down the road.
because I can spend more with another carrier doesn't mean I should.
Basil pesto, fresh mozzarella, and balsamic flavors. Jimmy John's new Caprese salami pesto.
Jimmy John's is okay, but I prefer Subway. Subway. Quiznos. Quiznos. I don't know. I never had Quiznos.
Yeah.
That was gross. Jimmy John's. I had Jimmy John's twice. I don't like it. Jimmy John's is horrible.
I gotta run into O'Reilly's real quick.
Quiznos. Never had it before. Subway. Have it your. Subway's just like Subway's just like Burger King. Have it your way.
Tell me one time.
Because to make it.
There's a difference between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive tractor blades. I'm like, well, what's the difference? Oh, a four-wheel drive tractor blade is 2 inches longer. I'm like, bud, you're 2 inches shorter someplace. Well, guys, we made it home. That old Clifford pulled her like a dream. You know, that's where I love this bed more than I do anything else about this truck is because when I'm pulling this trailer and I need my chains, they're all over there in that box just where I need them. I just open them up, grab them out, tie things down. I've got all my tools, everything in case we had an issue, but we didn't, luckily. And if you guys are interested in this bed and interested in old Clifford, the big red truck here, I made a video on her as well, so just go back and watch that and then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. There's an overview of the bed there. And the other nice thing about this bed is it's easy. I can just reach up here and grab my gooseneck. I've got junk way down in here, but it ain't that big a deal. But I can hook my gooseneck on easy where I'm not leaning over the top of the bed rail. I've still got all my tools and everything laid in here. So it's just a really nice bed. And this is really where it comes into its own when we're taking this truck out and picking up projects. And that's namely what this truck does. So I just go around, I get my projects, get them loaded up, get them headed home. And you know, a lot of times on the road you have issues, and it's nice to have everything and be prepared. So, but on to the main attraction of the video. We've got a truck. Now, let me tell you about said truck. This is a 1998 F700 Ford. Some people might be asking, Wesley, why do you got an old 98 F700 on the trailer? Show you how good it pulls behind your head. Of course, no. There's a reason, trust me. In 98, they put a 12-valve Cummins P-pump, which is exactly the perfect motor you want for a Cummins swap in this truck. You can probably see the direction this is going. It's got
Cummins isn't a Ford.
Automatic behind that, I believe. And you know what? I didn't have to give a whole lot of money for the truck. There's a lot of people that you go out there and you buy a motor that's set on the ground, but you haven't heard it run, you haven't driven it, you don't know how it is on overheating issues or how it runs when it's warmed up or things like that. This is where this comes into its own. I bought this truck for $1,500. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, that's a lot of money for an old truck. Yes, it might be. But if you count that if I was to go anywhere else to try to buy that Cummins motor, fully dressed with turbo injection pump, everything on it that you would ever need to make it run, I'm going to be $2,000. Where I've got my motor, I've got my training, I've got tires and wheels, I've got an axle, I've got a body, I've got a frame. I can take all these parts off this truck, sell them, and then crush the rest. Take my motor training out and be into my motor training a lot less, and right now it's still completely together and I can go drive it and see how my motor is. The other thing that's nice about this truck, 154,000 miles on the odometer, and the odometer does work, and it's got, I think, 4,000 hours on the engine, which is not incredibly high for a 5.9. My red truck there's got 9,000 hours on it, so I think she's going to be well served for a Cummins swap. We're going to go ahead and kick her off the trailer, and we'll do a walk around once she's kind of off the trailer, and we'll see her then. That was a hell of a jump, wasn't it? God, I don't know how somebody can drive a jacked up pickup every day.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, guys. Make a new city.
Hurry up, Wesley.
I'm gonna eat this, get that city game, play some city game. And you guys want to know something? I got $250,000. I got over $1 million in my game. Got 1.1 million bucks. I need 6 million, so.
If you see water drop, what's on there?
camera, you're just gonna have to wiggle it. It's pouring like a cow pissing on a flat rock. We got the good looking old red truck off the trailer. And you know what? This might be the best looking Ford I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. This is the best Ford ever made. You wanna know why? I will tell you why. 5.9 Cummins, Allison automatic,
Ooh.
and the interior is even self-washing. Come here, look at this. No back window. It's raining. That seat will be clean by morning. Now back to the walk around. And this is one of them trucks. They didn't worry about thieves back in the day. 2 latches, 2 bolts. They could steal your whole hood. They could steal your whole front clip. Pull this one here too. Now this is not cracked. This is not broken. This is just adjusted. See? Self-adjustment.
It's old. Look good.
I'll be your friend. Okay. Now, everybody, hold on to your pants. This is where it is. This right here is a 5.9 liter, 12 valve Cummins with a P7100 ton.
Ooh.
And this right here is prime, and I mean prime, Cummins swap material. Now, she's got an Allison automatic behind her. She's intercooled. She's probably got oil in it and probably got antifreeze. Is the main reason we bought this truck. It's for this motor right here to put in something else, obviously. We got to put a Cummins in something. It might be my lawnmower, but that'd be a hell of a lawnmower. That's her Cummins. She's looking pretty good. She's kind of got some natural rust prevention on her, which that's known as oil. But basically, this power steering pump is leaking, and, well, no, what the hell is that? Okay, that's a brake system. That's the power brakes. This is the power steering down here. It runs off the timing gear. So that's how that works. Realistically, it's really clean underneath here for what year it is, and these Cummins are terrible about leaking. But I don't see no engine oil leaks. I see where that thing's leaked and dust has got on it, but it's got a brand new fuel filter on it. It's got a brand new oil filter on the other side. So this motor here has got 154,000 miles and 4,000 hours. It's got an hour meter in the cab there. We're going to go ahead and pull the dipstick, see what the oil looks like on it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is remarkable for a diesel engine. I mean, it's not even black. You ever hate when you go to smell oil and then you get oil in your nose? No, yeah, that's not even black. That's fresh oil. This thing has had an oil change really recently. I mean, most of the time, if you guys don't know this, diesels are terrible about as soon as you start them and drive them more than 100 miles, the oil is black, just because from the soot that the diesel puts out. But that's actually really good. I wonder where the dipstick for the tranny's at. Oh, well, we'll fire it up here in a minute and check the blow-by too, make sure we don't get no blow-by. Which basically what blow-by is, if the engine's wore out, cylinder pressure will make it past the piston rings, and then your piston, that's just telling you if your piston rings or you got a broke piston or something, if you got pressure out of this oil tube. Same thing out of the dipstick. If you fire up a truck and it blows your dipstick out, it's not just because it's got all that awesome Cummins power. Trust me, I had an old man try to tell me that one time. He was wrong. 50 gallons on each side, on each saddle tank, completely full of fuel, both sides. I mean, no, here, you might not even believe me, because trust me, I didn't even believe me. Look at that.
Diesel.
And these tanks equalize. They equalize from side to side, so it's just as full on the other side. That means this is going to be my new daily driver for the next month. So, and basically, each one of them saddle tanks is 50 gallons each. There's 100 gallons of fuel in this truck. That's almost $300 in fuel. She's getting cheaper every day. And then when we sell this hood for $22,000, it's going to be the best deal I've ever made. I did notice, I did wipe off this tag right here. It says remanufactured Cummins on the turbo. So that turbo's newer than the rest of the motor or something. There will be a couple things we'll have to change to swap it into something else, but that's a story for a different time. But basically, I'm really happy with this buy. This is really cheap for a Cummins motor, and basically, Might almost
Yeah.
be free after I'm done, considering the rest of the parts that's on this truck. Who knows?
Tires are a lot worth money.
Alright. You want to see if it'll start? It did not take that many cans of starting fluid to get started. Only 1 or 2 cans, I swear.
I'd drive it. Good. Yeah. And the price of diesel was $5 a gallon last year. Now it's $4 a gallon.
Oh, the background. You ever seen a background like that before? That's a big old steering wheel. It's kind of weird, it has no park, it's just got reverse, neutral, drive.
Oh, it's like a school bus. So neutral and parking brake.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but it's like brand new. But the thing about it is these trucks weren't very nice when they were brand new either. Our gas pedal don't really work, so the guys just gotta push around real hard on it. Our throttle's stuck on. There it goes. Our throttle got stuck on full, which is why I shut it off. But here's the advantage to that. This truck doesn't have enough power that if your throttle gets stuck on full, then it's not a big deal. This guy calls the guy that owned this truck, and take in mind this was in Kansas, and he's like, hey, do you think I can drive this truck to Illinois? The guy told me, he's like, yeah, I don't think I'd try that. But you can do whatever you think you can do. Regular open redneck air conditioning.
First into second, second into third. Like a school bus.
You know what? This thing here is riding home on the German Autobahn. Listen to that 216 horsepower.
Really?
5,000 donkey power. It really feels like you're doing a lot with this steering wheel and all that noise. I'm Mario and Granny. Tearing up shit. Now we're just after it. We usually drive on Sunday. Ow, I think a rock hit me in the back of the head. I'm gonna call this drive a success. It runs, it drives, it shifts. Well, guys, this is the conclusion on it. Probably the next time you guys see this truck, she's gonna be naked. She's gonna be without her motor, probably without a bed, and gonna be tore down to bare bones. But we're gonna have a lot of neat projects coming along. The Cummins is probably not gonna be the first thing you're gonna see, but you are gonna see some neat stuff. So stay tuned.
Friday the 25th of April, 1986. A beautiful spring day for the 43,000 inhabitants of Pripyat in the Ukraine. A day that will remain forever engraved in their memory. Kilometers from the city, the Vladimir Ilyich Lenin nuclear power plant, where several thousand people go to work each day. Tonight, The 176 employees of Block 4 have been ordered to carry out a test on a self-fueling system of the reactor. Something that could save energy.
I'll do it.
At 1:23 a.m., the security systems are deactivated and the experiment begins. A series of detonations go off in the core of the reactor. While Pripyat sleeps peacefully, the floor of the plant begins to tremble. The 1,200-ton cover of the reactor suddenly blasts into the air. An ultra-powerful stream of radioactive vapor releases uranium and graphite over hundreds of meters around the plant. From the gaping hole, a spray of fire charged with radioactive particles in fusion shoots 1,000 meters into the sky.
There were a lot of colors, and they were really bright, purple, red, sky blue, colors like blood, a rainbow. It was beautiful.
The most serious nuclear accident in history has just taken place.
No, during the night, early in the morning, I got a call around 5 a.m. I was told there's been some accident at the Chernobyl nuclear plant.
The first firemen on the scene battle the fire without the adequate protective gear. They pour tons of water on this strange fire, but nothing seems capable of putting it out. They're all exposed to lethal doses of radiation. 2 men die that night. 28 more will follow in the next few months. They are the first victims of Chernobyl. Nobody was prepared for such a crisis. For the next 7 months, 500,000 men will wage hand-to-hand combat with an invisible enemy. A ruthless battle that has gone unsung, which claimed thousands of unnamed and now almost forgotten heroes. Yet, it is thanks to these men that the worst was avoided. A second explosion, 10 times more powerful than Hiroshima, which would have wiped out half of Europe. This was kept secret for 20 years by the Soviets and the West alike. Many of these images have never been seen before. They were taken by journalists who were also exposed to nuclear contamination, some of whom later died. Those images tell the story of a hidden war, whose consequences continue 20 years later to worsen the toll of the disaster. This is the true story of the Battle of Chernobyl. Clouds are already being contaminated by the radioactive column, rising 1,000 meters into the sky. Igor Kostin was